Diversity of viruses and unending supply. Classifying viruses is difficult because they are so diverse. As a result, biologists have developed several different ways of organizing viruses. Sometimes they are organized by shape, sometimes by the host they infect. Viruses may also be classified according to the way they function inside a cell. Shape. The arrangement of proteins and capsids determines the shape of
Okay, can
the viruses.
you stop, please? When you come to the slash marks in the text, I want you to tell me what you are thinking. When you have finished reading, I will ask you to tell me what you remember, and then I will ask you questions.
From the slash marks?
Yeah. What are you thinking?
At that point?
Mm-hmm.
What was I thinking at that point? That viruses, like what it tells me is that viruses have like different types. The way biologists classify them, they classify them under many types of characteristics and what they do and functions.
Mm-hmm.
Do you keep reading?
Wait, characteristics and functions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please keep reading.
Shape. The arrangement of proteins and capsids determines the shape of the viruses. Host. Viruses can be organized according to the type of host they infect. There are animal viruses, plant viruses, and bacterial viruses. Viruses that infect only bacterial cells are referred to as bacteriophages. Many, but not all viruses invade a specific type of organism. For example, the virus that causes polio replicates only inside human host cells. The virus that causes rabies only infects cells of a particular animal species, such as dogs and humans.
Okay, what are you thinking?
Viruses infect certain people, plants, and other things, including bacteria. I never knew they can actually infect bacteria. I thought they were both on a class where they won't infect each other.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, I never knew that actually. I just learned about this today.
Cool.
Hmm?
Okay, continue, please.
You may wonder how viruses can be so specific. Earlier, you learned that capsids and envelopes contain specific proteins. Receptor sites on the host cell also contain specific proteins. If the outer proteins in a virus do not fit with the outer proteins of a cell, the virus will not attach to the cell. Without attachment, the viral nucleic acid cannot enter the host cell to replicate.
Okay.
So,
your thoughts?
On the shell of the virus, they have specific types of proteins, and if they don't correspond to the proteins on the cell, the virus won't attach to the host cell.
If don't correspond, won't attach. Okay, please continue.
Function. Some viruses, such as retroviruses, can also be classified based on how they function in a host. A retrovirus is a virus that contains an RNA code that replicates by the first transcribing in its RNA into DNA. The prefix retro means reverse. What do you think might work in reverse in a group of viruses?
Okay, your thoughts.
That viruses have an ability to go backwards, to revert what they're doing.
Okay, continue.
Most viruses and all organisms make RNA and DNA.
RNA what?
RNA from DNA.
Mm-hmm.
In the process of transcription, retroviruses are able to make nucleic acids in reverse order from the usual process. The retrovirus's DNA...
The what?
The usual
what?
process.
Okay.
In retroviruses, DNA is made from RNA. As you can see in the figure, retroviruses have an enzyme called reverse transcriptase.
Can you try that again?
Transcriptase, which transcribes viral RNA into viral DNA inside a host cell. You can study the figure to understand the replication.
To what?
To better understand the replication of a human immunodeficiency virus, HIV. The retrovirus causes acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, AIDS.
Okay, what are your thoughts now?
One of my thoughts about this,
Yes.
that retroviruses, like human immunodeficiency virus, which come from AIDS, can turn viral RNA into viral DNA.
Continue.
Retroviruses include tumor-producing viruses as well as HIV. Tumor-producing retroviruses and HIV follow similar invasion patterns. Many tumor-producing viruses, however, enter the lysogenic stage after step 3 in the figure. Tumors do not immediately appear, but the viral DNA replicates along with the host cell DNA. Eventually, many host cells will contain tumor-producing viral DNA. Using what you have learned about the lysogenic cycle, you can probably predict what will happen eventually.
Okay. What do you think?
I think what it says after, it says, since it tells me that I could probably predict what happens after the lysogenic cycle deactivates and it goes into the lytic cycle, the tumors will start to produce, and then the tumors will start to spread.
Okay, good job. Next, please.
Non-viral particles. Scientists have discovered two infectious agents that have simpler structures than viruses.
Have what?
Viruses.
Agents that have what?
Agents that have simpler structures than viruses.
Mm-hmm.
Viroids and prions.
Mm-hmm.
A viroid is a single strand of pure RNA. Viroids cause plant diseases. For example, viroids have killed many coconut palm trees in the Philippines.
Okay.
Other viroids affect the health of crops, such as potatoes and tomatoes. Unlike viruses, viroids do not have capsids protecting their nucleic acids.
Okay. What are your thoughts about that?
I never knew that viroids. I never knew there was a viroid that actually affected coconut trees in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
Coconut palm trees in the Philippines. That's actually interesting. I never knew about that.
Okay.
Viroids. I don't think our teacher taught us of viroids, because when we went into the reproductive system for our subject, he only told us the STDs and stuff like that, which were the retroviruses, HIV and AIDS, human immunodeficiency and AIDS. I forgot to say that one just a little bit longer.
Okay, continue, please.
A prion is a protein molecule that can cause diseases in animals. Prions are the only known infectious agents that do not contain DNA or RNA, but can nonetheless spread throughout an organism. A prion causes a fatal disease called scrapie in sheep. Prion have also been found in the brains of cows that died from so-called mad cow disease. Other prions are found in humans who suffer from Kuru or Jacob's disease.
Okay. Creutzfeldt. I think that's a German word.
Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease.
Mm-hmm.
Both of these diseases affect the central nervous system. A cure has not been found for diseases caused by viroids and prions.
Okay. What are your last thoughts on that?
That I never heard of the Creutzfeldt-Jacobs disease. Is that or what is Kuru? Kuru and Creutzfeldt-Jacobs disease, I really never heard of that. I could probably search up what Kuru is. Maybe it's the same thing.
Maybe it's a European disease, because, in Europe there are a lot of farmers.
I never heard of mad cow being here. Or
Oh yeah, mad cow is everywhere. I think they just named the disease after where it originated first, or where they discovered it first. Pasteurization.
Yeah, when they pasteurize the milk that are coming out of the cows.
I know, but that method proven to be tested and effective after the person who invented it. So they named it after that person. So it's the same thing when they're naming a disease or a method.
They name it after the one who did it first.
Exactly.
But this is the one that